All right, awesome, man. So here we are this afternoon with Juan Del Sol. Juan, great to connect with you, man. How's everything?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course,
Appreciate
man.
always catching up and
Absolutely,
getting
man.
to some time together.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. So yeah, definitely appreciate your time, man. Wanted to hop in here with you and kind of just talk a little bit about everything we've been doing together, man. The Agent Growth Lab, how we've been scaling the office, how we've implemented these systems on your behalf and things like that. So I'd appreciate it if we could just kind of talk a little bit about, what we've been doing, what we've been working on together, how this has been working for you, your agents and things like that, here at the Agent Growth Lab with our operating system. So I guess let's start off with your current market in Florida. Tell me a little bit about how Florida has been so far in 2026. How's inventory looking? How's business going?
Florida in 2026 still hitting the news all over. We have different chaos in different regions. We have a crisis on our condos and insurance and that market in itself. I mean, the inventory is ridiculous for condos right now. Aventura, for example, major city, they have over 19 months of supply, which is insane. The amount of inventory, and it keeps rising, but prices still stay the same. So it's a weird market. But then on the housing, there's some markets that are very tight and increasing in price, and some markets like Cape Coral, where we're currently developing,
Okay.
it's just like tens and tens of thousands of active properties. Everybody wants to bail, so we're like on a rush to get those to market and kind of exit out of that area as quickly as possible. So it's weird. And then the Miami itself for housing is very competitive.
Sure.
The right cities, the inventory is tight. Top school areas is crazy. People are still paying, top dollars for those houses, and everything has gone up. Insurance,
Insurance has gone
taxes,
up, right? HOAs,
yeah,
condos I know have gone up
HOAs,
through.
yep, exactly. So there's a lot of changes in the market. So it's hard to find like, okay, where are we landing?
Sure.
What's going to be stable? Where's the happy medium for everyone? In condos, we haven't found that because
Okay.
prices haven't fully adjusted.
Okay.
In housing, I think we're stabilizing really well,
Okay.
and prices are like, okay, we're not getting that 20% bump. We're
Sure.
getting, the normal 1 to 3%. Some markets a little bit. It comes down to your expertise and how you market the properties.
Gotcha.
Really, it's a main focus that we have on the quality of the housing. So, has it been kept? The roof is the biggest question we get because of insurance.
Sure.
And then if you take on those factors, you give them expert pricing guidance. If you price it right, is the marketing done right, and you're pushing the right message out, it will
Sure.
sell.
It will go. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. I know that you've been doing a little development as well, right? You obviously, tell me a little bit more about that, about what's been going on in your world in terms of development.
Yeah, I have some exciting development projects. Obviously, we go way back. We've done flip projects together.
Sure.
I just finished one down here, which was really well put together, and I mean, I sold it immediately. And it
Awesome.
comes down to like it appraised over. So I priced it really well. So the buyer is like, I'm getting a steal, so I got to get this, right? So it moved quick. I'm also doing an exciting project. We're doing container homes. So we're building like essentially like we're taking shipping containers, putting them all together, and building like a nice affordable housing project. So
Nice.
we're
That's
doing
awesome.
exciting, cool things.
Yeah, yeah, it's exciting, man.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
Juan is a broker owner down in Florida with an office down there. He's got a bunch of agents that he's been supporting and growing, and also does a lot of development on his own. We've done some projects in the past, but we've also started working together at the Agent Growth Lab, right? We brought you on and started scaling out the office, your agents, your own personal production. So I want to kind of shift a little bit into the Agent Growth Lab, what we've been doing for you, our operating system, right? Everything that we've been able to really start building, set that foundation, and grow, start scaling from there. So, can you share a little bit about what the operating system has looked like for you, what that's done for your personal business, your agents in your office? Can you share some information on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, as soon as you came to me with this platform and access to, hey, let's tap you into the system. And really, I was on board 100% because a lot of the offices, you need to have something that sets you apart from all the other brokerages, right? So when you're recruiting, talking to agents, like what sets you apart? Yeah, you have your personal, brand and your personal, character. And a lot of people could say, yeah, I like him or I don't like him. I'm not going to work with him. If you take in all those factors, what else do you provide? Okay, so you have some tech, great. A lot of people have already like a common CRM, but if the agents are not using it, or you're not guiding them, or they're not getting anything out of it, then it's irrelevant. Like, what is the point of having a CRM if you have three clients? What are you
Exactly.
managing? So it's ineffective at some points. And so when I tap into this system, really what I wanted was a turnkey operation where it could run my business and make sure that my clients and nothing gets missed. Inbound leads, clients that I already have in my sphere, make sure they're getting the right touches, the right communication, and I'm staying top of mind. And this industry is really staying top of mind.
Absolutely, man. And that's what it's all about, right? Is to be able to be that person that actually is on the top of their mind when they are looking to buy or sell, right? And
Right.
so, how do you become that person is the question, right? And it's through an omnipresence, right? It's by having a presence, whether it's on social media, right? But being out there, having your brand out there, right? And being able to provide all of your value so these prospects can see that, right? And
Right.
we talked about, obviously when we, got together, I know you weren't doing that initially. I know most agents are not doing that, right? And then when we started implementing some of these strategies for you, tell me what changed.
I mean, my operations became a lot easier, right? I'm not stressing or thinking, okay, I have to run ads. Great. Where do I start? How do I do this? What's the right ad? Now you gotta test the different ads. Now you gotta see which ad works. Where am I putting my money? I don't have time for that in my day to figure out how my ads are doing. What should I change? Where should I put more money into? I don't need that in my life. And then it's just you lose focus, you get discouraged and you move on like every other agent that moves on from a new software, right?
Exactly.
It's the whole, the excitement of the new,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden you're just like, okay, this is not working. And it's really not the system's fault. It's the way that
Yeah.
we're running it.
Absolutely.
So really, I wanted that turnkey operations where I'm not, engaged to that level of detail. I want to know that, hey, this is working, it's being taken care of, and I'm seeing the constant flow. Like that's what I wanted to see. First, are we having communication? Are they getting the right message based on me, tailored to me? And that was something that was great of having the system, which is tailored to me, my market, what I wanted to put out, what I wanted to focus on. And then obviously that those messages are hitting, those clients that I really want to attract, whether it's all types of clients that we want to talk and be in front of. And
Absolutely.
and
That's what you
really
told me
that's what
initially.
helped me.
Yeah, and that's what you told me that you wanted to kind of go with sellers and investors, right? Obviously, that's
Yeah.
our two main avatars, obviously buyers as well. But um, talk a little bit about when you came on board and you met with your CSM. What was the process like to get started, and what did we do? How did things jump off for you here?
Yeah, I mean the process is pretty straightforward. Very knowledgeable individuals behind the scene, right? They answer a lot of my questions, a lot of my feedback. You go through like a whole process. It's a new system. You want to make sure that you're
Sure.
checking the right boxes, you're doing all the right things, so it's operating at a high level, right? You're gonna invest money and time into a platform. You might as well take the time to get it running the right way. And that's what the team behind the scenes really came through. Not only answer all my questions, but made sure that whatever I miss, they made it a point to say, "Hey, we need this. Let's adjust that. Let's make sure this is running 100%," because they're looking for us to succeed. So that way we stay a long term and the operations work, right? Otherwise, this is like a partnership, is the way that I see it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And we're able to get you those three listings in your first 45 days, right? Which obviously, we want to continue building that out,
Absolutely.
right, for you. I know we're going into now you have a lot of your agents now coming on that are we're starting to do more buyers for it too as well, start really getting more volume out there. So really trying to bring up the revenue because like we talked about, right? It's when you're trying to grow the brokerage, right, with agents, it's one thing to be able to recruit effectively, right?
Right.
It's another thing to actually make your existing agents produce more. That essentially in itself is like adding on new producing agents, right? And
Right.
so, talk about a little bit about the benefits with the team, with your office, being able to implement a system like this as well. Not only you personally as the broker, but now you have your team also producing, which in turn obviously has been scaling revenue inside the office.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously this is something that I keep, as like my golden ticket when I'm recruiting and keeping maintaining the agents, because a lot of agents, once they're in the office and they start getting a deal flow and they're getting, income coming in, they're like, oh, I really can shift. I could go somewhere else. They start getting recruited themselves. And that's just the name of the game, right? And it's fair game. It's totally fine. If an agent doesn't want to be with me, it's totally fine. I'll support. But this, having these different tools and operations, it really keeps them engaged. Like, hey, we're getting consistent deal flow. We're getting conversations. We're getting in front of people. What brokerage is doing that when it's hard to even know everybody's name within some of these brokerages, right? So we have that personal engagement, that personal level, and then we have these tools constantly feeding them. So for me, like we were discussing, I'm focusing more on seller and investors, but now we're shifting to, hey, let's get some more buyer leads, let's
Right.
invest in this and pass this on to the rest of the team on a rotating basis. That
Exactly.
way everybody's getting a little piece,
Absolutely.
everybody's seeing deal flow, and we're keeping engaged. Some of the other items, like I deal with a certain price range too for me personally.
Okay.
So the rest I pass on to them.
Gotcha.
And that just adds more fuel to the fire, if you will. And it's a great, team building exercise where, hey, top agents doing great, you're getting deal flow. Let's kind of shift that to some of the newer guys too.
Sure.
So we have that constant collaboration where we have consistency and it's being managed the right way.
Sure.
Let's share in, if you will, and it just helps us maintain the current agents, and those agents bring in other agents.
Exactly. That's a big part of it, right? When you have an agent who's actually producing and doing well, they're going to share
Mhm.
that with their friends, with other associates, with other realtors. Now that becomes a agent referral, right? That's how you start
Yeah.
scaling organically, right? But if you're doing the
Mhm.
right thing inside of the brokerage, that's how it really starts to scale organically, right?
Right.
But you have to have systems like this in place, man. That's,
Mhm.
wholeheartedly believe in. Tell me a little about the LSAs. I know obviously that's a big strategy that you wanted to actually, implement when we first got started. We've done that now. Now we're starting to really scale it. We want to really get that more optimized. But tell me a little bit about the LSAs and what do you find so good about those?
Okay.
Aside
You
from the
lost me there.
inbound, right? Local service ads.
Oh, the Google operating
Yep.
ads and all that stuff.
Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. So those systems, I mean, that's the next phase in our industry,
Right.
right? That's key. Like we have to have, and it's crazy the hoops that we have to go through now to even be registered and go through that
Sure.
process to even, show up, right?
Sure.
Now that we are there and it's amazing because it's incoming all the
Exactly.
time, and the more we add to it, like for example Google reviews,
Sure. Optimizing
people
that profile.
collaborating with us, right, adding more pictures to our
Sure.
profiles,
Yep.
you know it's like you're having a totally different conversation with clients. It's no longer of what can you do for us, what are you capable of. It's more like we need help and you're the
Exactly.
right person.
Exactly.
Right. And that's really like upped our game a lot.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Well, listen, man, we want to keep scaling you out here, right? We want to keep growing. And obviously, I know you have big plans, perhaps maybe open up another location, maybe get into some more states, that's what we're here for, right? Continue growing with you. That's what we're growth partners. Hoping to see that through, open up some more offices and keep going, man.
Yeah, man. One thing I do want to say is, the program itself and the ease of use,
Yeah.
the support of the team, something we did recently too with the videos. and it's been amazing opportunity for to see the increase, right? It's one thing to say, hey, this is going to really increase your business, and you're going on a promise and on, kind of the platform itself. It's another thing to see it in action and actually getting the volume and the transaction volume out of, what we're putting out there, right? And like just recently, this week, I got a listing where they didn't even challenge or we didn't even discuss commission because they already know what they were getting. They were already like they already knew me, my office,
Sure.
what we're
Hold on
capable
your
of.
value, what you bring to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just made the conversation like, hey, we want to do this. And they actually chased me for like,
Yeah.
let's go. Like we want to work with you. I didn't put in like go against three other firms. I didn't like, it
Yeah.
was like, here's the house. We're ready to list. We're doing this cleaning. After that, you can do the pictures. I was like, okay, great. I'll drop off
There
the
you go.
paperwork and get it done. And
Yeah.
those are the things like when they see enough of you out there,
Yeah.
from the videos, from the reviews, from social media and the ads that we're doing, it's like they feel like they're in the right hands, right? Because if I'm doing this for my business
Exactly.
and I'm putting that level of expertise out there,
Yep.
then it's like, what can he do for our home,
Absolutely. You're spot on, man, and I'm glad you actually brought that up because, a lot of agents, they don't realize what they're missing, right? Like if you didn't experience that, you couldn't talk about it. You wouldn't know what you were missing. Think about it if you didn't have that, right? If you were just
Right.
doing things the old way, kind of just going deal to deal without having a real operating system in place, without having, having these strategies to really leverage to scale your business, right? And that's why, we're doing this interview here. It's so important that I really want to get that message out there, right? Is that there is a way to do this. There is a way to do this successfully and sustainably and be able to scale, right? Without having to worry about, chasing deal to deal, right? And it's all about having a system in place, right? And so I'm glad that we've been able to build that out for you and really get those results for you and your team, most importantly, right? And to be able to continue doing this long term, right? Because the goal here, like we talked about, is continuing to grow together, right? And scale, right? And hopefully, we can build out to the numbers you want to.
Absolutely, man. I mean, the best part of my day is getting up and seeing how many appointments have been set up, and I didn't do any of them. Right?
Absolutely,
It's like
absolutely,
that's it. They're ready. They're in my calendar, and I just gotta check what it is, what I'm doing, and go tackle my day and really focus on my production. Right?
yeah,
What is my office doing? What are my agents?
sure,
Are they doing the same high level as me?
sure,
And really having a partner system that does that for my office has been fundamental. Really, it drives me to keep going, right? Because the results are there,
sure,
the clarity of the message is there, the support is there. It's really a turnkey operations that actually helps us level up and scale as quickly as we want to, right? Sometimes
exactly,
we're our own,
sure,
you know,
yeah,
cause
bottleneck.
of problems,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And the beauty about this, like we talked about, is when you're running paid ads, right? Obviously, it depends on your territory, but you can scale that, right? It's all dependent on
Yeah,
your ad spend, and
yeah,
that's the beauty of that, right? Because when you have a system in place that's actually producing, knowing now that you have a producing system in place, all it takes is for you to increase that ad spend,
right.
bring in
Double down.
more prospects, and grow your business tenfold,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
So again, it's that proven system, right, where you're going to see the results right away, and then to scale it is really, however much you want to put into it.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome, man. Listen, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for hopping on here and kind of just talking about this a little bit. Obviously, you said that's your favorite part of your day is checking out your appointments. It's mine too, right? I'm implementing all these strategies, for my own business, obviously for the agents that we're building out here at Call It Closed in New Jersey, obviously Pennsylvania, Illinois, but also for the national team and doing this all day, every day, right? This is something that I'm implementing for myself personally, but to see all of our clients have success with what we're doing here, is a huge motivator for me, man. And that's why I want to keep growing this and keep helping, putting as much value out into the agent community as I can. So again, I want to thank you for just coming on here, Juan, and just sharing some of your personal experience with us. You're a valued client. We hope to work together for a very long time. And if there's anything else that you need, man, we're always here for you.
I appreciate it as always. It's awesome to have, somebody behind a platform that is there every day, right? The grind, you've been through it, you've faced
Absolutely,
it.
man.
We've been through the ringer together
Yep.
multiple times.
Yep.
So it's not like you're not a tech focus first, you're an agent growth
Exactly.
first,
Exactly.
business first, and
Correct.
let's implement the right system behind that support.
Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
amazing to be part of it. I can't thank you enough for letting me join in and having this discussion. And I appreciate your time, man.
Of course, man. Always a pleasure, Juan.
Sounds good.
All right. Take care, brother. Be well.
All right, all right.